Yo, what's good, everybody? What's going on? Drop a comment. Thanks for sliding through. Checking out the show. Clone Dome. Couple of clones. Before we get into that, we're going to talk about a couple of things that we did. Of course, we use Clonex. Used to use a lot of aloe, but now I'm getting better results with Clonex. I want to show you guys how we do this. It's really simple. You dilute some Clonex in water. When you take your cuttings, drop them and let them soak. Then I like to dip them in some gel and then put them in the root plug. Getting about 100% sex. These are all females. We already took these from a feminized phone. We already sexed all these females right here. They're all feminized. And you're gonna be planting them. We got some nice roots coming in. I'll show you guys. Like 8-10 days. Starting to shoot out through the side. Couple more probably, but yeah, we use some Clonex. You can use aloe, root plugs. You're getting better success. Root plugs, Rockwool. You gotta keep it really moist. Root plugs. You know, if you're a little off, it's not gonna hurt. Where if you mess up with that Rockwool, it can really end up drying out your clones. I didn't lose one clone. They all look good. Got some nice roots coming in. I'll pull one out to show you. I got them wedged in there together. Ooh, they're growing together. Oh, growing together. So separate them. So. We watered them with Clonex, bubbled a little bit of Clonex, and we used filtered water for the, you know, don't want to use tap, but this is definitely ready to be put in a small pot or something, or put her in a cloning machine. Probably what we'll do with some of these, put them in the air bubbler. These are the little clones that we have to rock. We're not spraying the dome anymore. We're letting the dome dry out, as you see, because they're ready to basically be in 60% humidity instead of keeping them in the dome. So every day you take off the dome here and there and let them get a little more oxygen, less humidity, and they'll be ready to go. We have a couple of other things we're experiments, like always. You know. We also have some small clones. I'm going to show you what we got here that are lovely. Homemade aquaponics here we're gonna do. What's good, everybody? What's good? Well, like 420, What's good? Cheers. Pepper plug. Cheers. Cheers, everybody. Talking about some clones we took about 10 days ago. They're beautifully rooted. Looking good. Solid green. And we're going to be putting a couple of them in soil. Putting a couple of them. They were from a feminized plant that we re-vegged, actually. And it came out beautiful. Stay tuned for the update on that. And I'll show you the little clones on the update. Yo, peppers, what's good? Pepper plug. Three clones if you guys been following along. Checking out the videos, those are the 3 clones looking beautiful. Real beautiful. We have the mom right here, which we're going to be taking some more clones off of, hopefully. And utilizing her while she's big and bushy. This was the small little plant that was in the small little 2x2. And now we shrogged her, we mainlined the top, and we're going to turn her into a mom. Snatch some clones. Cheers everybody. So yeah. What we're doing also when we get the clones out of here to stimulate growth and to keep them. You see the bottom of this one? We're trimming all the bottoms, and then eventually she forces all that energy to the top, just like this one here. Trim the bottoms, and then it forces the energy to the top, which will make it more lush. This little clone, if you guys saw it about 2 weeks ago, it looked like a twig was dying. No stream free, the temp looks good. Yeah, we got this mom right here. We're gonna, I don't know what we're gonna do with her, but we'll figure her out later. And you know, got about 5 good decent clones here, 5 nice clones. So we'll see what happens. Stand by, guys. And I don't trust you growers if your tent doesn't look used like mine. This is what your AC Infinity tent should look like after 7 years. I've had this tent from up north, Michigan, and we use this tent Midwest. If your tent don't look ran down like that, if I don't see this little wear down, this is a good tent. Had it for 7 years, still coming through. Yeah, that's the mom that we snatched the clone off of. We're going to do some cloning right now. I'll show you guys if you want how we did it. We don't have that many root plugs, but I'm thinking when you do a shrog like this and you keep the net down, a lot of these higher ones, like this small one growing in the back, can cause trouble. So I'll cut it at the bottom and just turn that into a nice clone, and maybe even some of these grow in a while, because in a week or 2. It's just going to create more, shoots. This was a revenge. See, she's right there. She was mainline right in the middle. And now she revealed what she looks like there. And I'll clean up, a lot of this other stuff eventually. Yo. Let's grow, Synganics. This was a mom I have. Cut some clones off her. They're doing good. Got my clones from the last mother that we had. They're looking good. And we got 2 mothers here. We got a skunk and we got an indica right here. She's bushy re-veg. And we got the clones that I was showing the guys earlier. I'm gonna go back. They're starting to be able to handle complete lid off. So we're gonna slap these clones in some pots. I may not keep all of them, even though they're all healthy. They're all really nice. They're decent clones. Pretty good size. Put them in soil. And then put a couple maybe into some cocoa. See what happens. You know. And, we're gonna have the dry and smoke test on the lemon haze that I grew. See, that's why I like to. I'll cut this down, and I'll turn that into a clone, because when you frog this down, cutting that is going to just create more tops on this main one. Because this thing is going to have so many freaking tops. Yeah, let me get some cloning stuff, and I'll show you guys what we're going to do real quick. Yeah, I got the little setup right here. What I do is I'll show you guys. First of all, whenever I do my babies and the clones, I use bottled water or purified water for the first like 2 weeks of life. You can give them tap if you purify it, or reverse osmosis, or whatever you guys have still. But I give them purified water. And what I did right here, I'll show you guys. I put it in some water first. Shake it all up, stir it up. Oh, it's dissolved. It's starting to churn. Then I'll water the plants. So now, see, it's kind of okay. And then what I'm going to do, 1 second. Sterilized a piece of, I got some alcohol in a cloth, and I sterilized in the tips of the scissors real quick. Just put a little alcohol in the cloth and just wipe the tips of the scissors. So, I'll show you guys what kind of look for when you're snatching them up. So do you see all of the little space? I'm probably gonna. It's a decent sized clone right here, so I'll cut it at an angle. It doesn't matter to me, but I do cut it at an angle. I always cut it at an angle. And then I pull these off by hand. These little nubs, I just rip them off by hand. That will grow roots. I'll show you guys here. Oh, she's gassy. So I pulled it off, I kind of ripped it. And I also take the tip of the scissors, we guys all know that. And we just give it a scrape. I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's scraped. And after it's scraped, remember I pulled off all the nodes. And everybody usually does cut the tips off, So we cut the tips off now. guys all know that trick. And then I throw it in the Clone-X water and just let it sit so I get the next one ready. And that's clone number 1. And we're taking them on top of this because she's getting crazy. So we'll take 2 or 3 more. Then after they sit in the water, we're gonna dip them in Clone-X again. So like these, all this is gonna do is stimulate more growth anyway. So it's really not gonna hurt the plant. It's actually gonna control the stretch when you switch it. I think I'm gonna take 1 more, 1 or 2 more. I did want to take this one. So let's see, we'll do a couple. Alright, so I take it at the node. I cut it right here at the point. I always cut it. You guys can see this. But I like to cut it right at the point. All I'm doing is trying to control this girl so she hits the stretch. Same thing, like I said, you see these little leaves right here? I rip all those, pull this off, rip them off. Roots are going to grow out of them. So let me prep this and I'll show you what it looks like. Yo, Scotty, what's good, fam? Most organic Scotty pepper. So now I just pull these off, strip the plant. Now we got like 3 nodes stripped. This is how I just do my clones. Scrape the tip, we all know that, and then to throw it in the water, trim the tops, throw it in the water. If you do cut off the little tips, it does help the plant succeed because it stops. I think it causes to aspirate more or something when you cut the tips off. So here you go, home now right into the Clone-X mix with the water and let it sit. I'm getting 100% success with the mother that I have here with her clones. She's completely green and healthy. I've had this mother at my family's house for a while. So that's why I decided to take some clones off her because she's getting crazy. So now we took a couple of clones, and what I like to do is just dip the clones right into the gel. And then right into Rockwool, cocoa, whatever you guys really have, but I prefer the root plugs. Work a lot better. You're going to get more of a success rate with the root plugs. I'll show you guys the success rate. All of these are awesome. And I'll show you guys the rootage. We definitely have some rootage. This one's a little black. This is a 8 or 10 day old clone from another strand. This is the sativa, and we're gonna have to see the roots are turning brown, so it's definitely time. You don't want your roots to start to die or get like a mold or a fungus. So throw them in some soil. When they're nice and white, they're good. But if you see brown for me, it's best to just put them in the, wherever you're going to put them. And we'll stand by and I'll show you guys a video of us planting these, hopefully. If I decide to keep all of them, because if they struggle, then I get rid of them. And so now we're going to do the second step. What I do is I just take the make sure the root plug is kind of pre-soaked. I soaked it 24 hours in some Clone-X and purified water. So it's not too wet. As you see, it's like a sponge, but there's nothing dripping out of it. And now I got my clones that we're soaking in the Clonex water. And I'm just going to dip it right into the jar, the Clonex. Which, yeah. That's it. I dip it, stick it into the root plug. And the key, actually, what I've learned, push it down in the root plug almost till it hits the bottom. And make sure that node where we pulled off the little bit of is right here, below that. So that node, make sure you stick, if you stick this in all the way, almost to the bottom, it's not going to fall over. Your clone is going to survive. And the nodes that we ripped off, the leaves that were growing here, are going to shoot out roots. So I have pushed it off. Now it's stable too. See this clone? It won't move. Now we'll slap her in the clone dome, and she'll be ready. And then we're going to do the next one. Take it out. It's in the clone water. Dip it in the Clonex. Nice good dip. I like to dip it down to it hits those nodes where we ripped off the leaves at. That's what I like to do. And then boom, in the root plug. Bam. And then inside one of the containers. So that's really it, guys. Today's little explanation. Hope you guys are getting some out of this. Also, I have some Pyrethrum and Dawn soap that I gave the clones some IPM, and I sprayed their root zone and their leaves and misted them. Okay, a couple of reasons why. This is farm-grade Pyrethrum for food made out of chrysanthemum oil, and also it keeps any bugs or pests, so they'll be basically ready for the world. They got some IPM, they'll be ready for the world and ready for success. So we're giving them IPM right when they came out of shock, and that's it, guys. That's it. That's what I do. I spray them with their chrysanthemum oil, Dawn soap, a new one. Why I do that too is just in case we get fungus gnats, any type of bugs, anything. So now nothing wants to nothing wants to touch these. Nothing would want to touch these guys, you know. And that's about it, guys, for today's show. Thank you guys for sliding through. We did some cloning. We talked about how we just cut them off the mother and, you know, pulled the little side shoots off and scraped them up a little bit. And I use scissors. You don't even have to use a razor knife. I feel like as long as you soak them in water, clone them, do them fast, put them in the environment where they're moist, you're going to be good. Leave them here for about 6 days, you should have roots. But Warrior, I just looked at it, bro. Thank you guys for sliding through and just doing some cloning, you know. Atmosphere is hard to pop beans. You know, they struggle a lot, so cloning is going to be an easy way to keep a perpetual or just to keep a strain around that, you know, something you'd like. And also, you know that, you know, your clones are female. But anyway, guys, thank you guys for sliding through. If you guys are watching the show after, before, hit the like button, like, subscribe, share. This is 21 and Up Medical, community oriented, adults only. So shout out to you guys making it happen. Like, subscribe, share. Stand by, check out the journeys, and check out what the clones are going to look like in another week or two. These were the other clones we took. They're looking amazing. So thank you guys so much for coming to the show. Shout out to you guys. Peace out. I am Green Giant signing out. Nothing good's going to be easy, and nothing easy is going to be good. Deuces.